Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Ashbury Dales here on Snapdragon Cities. Right, so I have a confession to make, viewers. I've done this episode already. I recorded episode 2 a little while ago. Was very proud of myself as I was going through for getting around to doing the second episode, but I hated it. I made some terrible choices and didn't like the way that I'd extended. I extended out into here, which we'll probably do again in this episode, but I didn't like it, and so I didn't think you would like it, and so we're going to do something different. A couple of changes that I've made off camera that I need to update you on. We had the realistic population mod on, we still do, and I was celebrating that very, very much on the last episode, but I didn't have it set correctly. So as you can see, some of these buildings here are not actually just one house. This is 4. And so I spent some time going through in the realistic population mod list all of the buildings and made sure that they have the correct number of homes in them. So where we've got, for example, these buildings, just one home in that one, so leave it as it is. But this one has, it probably has lots of homes in it, doesn't it, really? But we'll leave it set to 2 for now. This one's set to 2, so on and so forth, you understand. What that's going to mean, and you can see this happening already, we started at some 700 people. I've done nothing at all other than hit play since updating that setting, and we're going to see people fill in these houses, which means we're going to have almost no residential demand for a while, but we are going to have, as you can see it there, creeping up, an increase for industry demand. As more people arrive in our city or in our burgeoning village, they would like somewhere to work, and so they might turn over here to our rather trash-filled, apparently, industrial estate and say, "Where is my job, please?" And we would say, "Ooh, no jobs yet. Give me a minute." So let's have a look and see if we can fix that. I imagine this would end up being one of those industrial estates that is a bit sort of gritty, but you drive up and around and it's got maybe a sign on the way in that tells you unit number 1 is Travis Perkins, unit number 2 is Formula 1 Auto Centre or whatever. We're not going to be able to replicate all of that without some additional assets, but what we can do is just grid it up and start getting some of our missing utilities and needed industrial zoning on the go. Now, we are primarily going to be using recycling rather than landfill. We don't like landfill, it pollutes. Recycling works fine, so we'll get that on the go there. Let's get some water underneath here. Let's zone correctly, zone some industrial. We'll just fill all this in and we'll see what comes. We'll put some along here, put some here. Probably not there. And maybe actually, if we were clever, we would leave ourselves some room to grow around the back here. And so we'll leave that there, not because we plan on building necessarily straight on there, but because we want that space free for expansion. And as you can see, this stuff is flying in. So we can take a nice close look at this. I have updated some of my my visual settings in my mods. So as far as I'm concerned, this looks even better than it did last episode, and we were very happy with, or I was very happy with how it looked last episode. Travis Perkins going strong, joined by Storage Solutions, and a bunch of others. What's that, Jubilee? I don't know, Jubilee. Colossal Order sneaking in there with some crates. Plastermold, couple of plastermold unit, yeah, so this is going to expand here. That's probably going to end up being enough for now, but probably not enough for the whole episode. As we expand, people will want some more jobs. They'll find some jobs over there. This stuff will start to fill in. There's plenty of space over here. That demand will eat down fairly quickly. So a few other things that we have to do. We desperately need to get rid of these Art Deco buildings. There might be a part of our city later on in the build where we want to do that and have those kinds of buildings in here, but not today. when we get to our next milestone, we unlock districts and policies as well, which means we can put to bed any non-UK buildings, because we'll be able to set our themes. So we've got our themes all set up ready to go, but we can't use them yet. With no extra building, we will get there. These houses will fill up. There are, I think, a couple of patches. Well, we've just left a couple of patches of undeveloped residential zoning. So we'll allow those to fill in. And then let's have a little chat about what we might do with this area. Now, I think we can extend our road network here. We've got a couple of nice straightish roads. This road can perhaps just curve down to the river. This one can come all the way to the end here, and perhaps these two roads can join up at the end somehow. And then we can develop this part of the village and put some thought to where we're going to put our schools, whether or not we'll put some healthcare down at this stage. Healthcare's not always urgent when you get it. Police and fire will be. We will need to make sure we've got those there. Healthcare, it does help with life expectancy. It more helps with happiness in the short term. So we care about it, but we're not desperate. It's not urgent. Let's get a road in here. So we want to be able to zone as much as we can along the front here. Let's see if that allows us to then come straight along here. It will. We don't want to knock down too many trees as we're building, so that might be enough. And then let's see what happens if we just try and bring this road down straight. Okay, so it doesn't come quite as out here as we'd hoped it would. So let's make it. So let's get to about there, and then let's come out. We can come out here. And then, yeah, perhaps if we just come straight into here, and this could be our loop of sorts, we can have a nice another sharp corner. There it is. Right, districts, policies, etc. So let's pause the game. Enable theme management for the city, UK all. There we go. I was looking for a button that doesn't exist. Fantastic. So good at the game. There we go. Right, so no more buildings that we don't want. Are there any buildings here that we don't want? Pop soda. Nice try. Big bite. See you later. Or not. Everything else seems fine. Let's get back to our planning. This area here could be a school, couldn't it? We could leave the space here for a school. That'd be lovely. Right by the lake, a lakeside school. We'd be using some very high value real estate for our school, but we value education in Ashbury Dales, or whatever this village ends up calling, which ends up being called, which I guess we'll have to work out soon. Again, just to point out, now that this has started to build in completely, we've got no demand now for industrial. That'll stay the case for a while, I suspect. Right, let's continue with our roadway development here. What do we want to do in the middle? I suspect maybe some sort of curved cul-de-sacs might look nice. So let's get our curved road tool on the go here. Maybe we could do something like that, and then something like that, and maybe these can mix and match these either side of the roads. We are going to have to think about the zoning in here, where we want buildings, where we don't. Yeah, what we want to do really is just have a little bit of zoning in the middle here. We want to lose this bit if we can to this. So how do we do that? Do we just prioritize older roads? Would that work? No, this all seems fine. I think we'd be happy for that to fill in as it is. What we might do though is just insist on some detached properties along the riverside here, and in order to do that we will need to create a small district. Not a massive fan of Hemlock Hills, because of course it's not on a hill. So Hemlock Riverside, that'll do. Hemlock Riverside, average land value $1 per square meter. I bet we can fix that. So what we want to do in here, let's get this right. We go into themes, enable themes for this area. We just want some detached ones. So we'll see that as we go. We'll take that off. We're not going to put any shops in there, just some detached houses. And we're going to be quite selective with our zoning here. So 4x4 is good. We're happy with 4x4. And so we're just going to put a 4x4 wherever it looks good and makes sense to do it. Look at this. This is perfect here. 4x4, 4x4, 4x4. We'll leave a gap there so we can get to the river. Gaps so we can get to the river. These here. Yeah, these here we'll wait for one to go in and then we'll put the other one in. Hesitating slightly because what seems to be coming in here is smaller than I thought it would be. And the detached, I thought that all the detached buildings were 4x4, but it's going to show me up as being completely wrong here, isn't it? Because these are clearly going to grow absolutely fine. Let's just speed it up, get that development done. What have we got going on here? Well, they're lovely. So that's exactly what we wanted, exactly where we wanted it, and we're going to get more of them than we thought we would get. So perfect. That's going to look great. With that in mind, then let's just zone the rest of this in, and actually we can probably just allow that. There we go. Ah, water. They want some water. The rest of this, are we happy with just some mass zoning around here? I think we're happy with mass zoning in the middle. So we're happy with whatever comes up there. I think around the edge, we might save ourselves some option around the edge because we've got some nice shaped zoning around here. So we don't want to ruin that too much. We are also now going to start looking at our school. So we want our schools to have plenty of grounds to work with, and so this should be plenty. The school won't take up won't take up very much of this at all, but we do want it to have lots of space. So what we might do first is give it just a little frontage road. Frontage road can't be the right word for a school, can it? But we'll pop it there. Does that want to just be a little turnaround? It does, and it is. There we go. So education. Which school do we want? We've got a lovely little village school here. So we can see not taking up very much room at all, but being perfectly well there. So then what do we do? What do you see outside village schools? Sometimes you see a little car park, and then a fence around some fields, and then maybe over time some things to... are we going to get power jumping across here? I think we should get power jumping across, so we're not going to panic here. This will be absolutely fine. And let's see if we can get some parking roads in here. So I believe they are in here. I think once we've integrated this with some trees here to hide it a little bit, this will look fine. We're using the parking lot snapping tool in this build, which means that we've got the ability to just snap nicely our car parking slots. That seems fine, doesn't it? Should we assume that that's a disabled bay there, or should we let's do this properly, shall we? I wonder if that means we'll end up getting cars parking on the verge. If we do, we will deal with that should it happen. We don't have landscaping available to us yet, so we can't plant them trees, but we will be able to in a few hundred people's time. So I'll be comfortable with that. That is also going to stop us putting down a fence. So maybe that's all we can do. Okay, fine. Well, let's walk away from that until we've got a few more people in here. We can see crime is upon us. Did we unlock the... Yes, we did unlock the level where we now have police and fire. And I'd said we do need to get on that pretty much straight away. Let's pause the game while we think about where we're going to put our police station. Now, if I was a police station, where would I be? Maybe I'd be here. Maybe that's right. So let's get ourselves a little rural police station. I quite like this asset. So let's have a look at it. It's actually going to fit in really nicely, isn't it? We've got some parked police cars out the front. Feels nice and in keeping with the rest of the town here. I must admit that police station is a bit rural, even for my taste. It looks very much like just a house, but more power to them, I suppose. Right, so we've got education, we've got police, and so we will also then need fire. And oh, what is that? A BMW police unmarked car. So our rural police station is sending out, first of all, an unmarked car Took that corner very quickly, didn't it? Look, it's up on up on two wheels almost. Off you go then, son. It's got someone to go and arrest. Should we see what happens? What's the big disturbance here? Out they go. Into the house. Did they pick someone up? Looked like they picked someone up there. They've got one out of the 3 seats at the back of the car full. Off he goes back to the yard. Is that what they say? I imagine they say something like that. Well, he's off doing some policing. So let's let him go and do his policing. And what have we got coming up here? Oh yeah, this is fantastic, isn't it? So we're gonna have some nice little gaps in between. When we see those gaps, we might try and just allocate some plots by putting some fences down. These detached plots do that for us. Wonder if I was in this house, if I would be frustrated that my fence didn't extend quite as far as my neighbours. Perhaps I'd move my fence. Right. So industrial demand just starting to sneak up now, which means we've probably got just about the right amount over here. We'll let the police come and solve this problem over here. Maybe that's what our friend here is doing. Must be. Right, off he goes. We got a crime wave, haven't we? Crime wave is 8%. We have 3 detained criminals out of 10. Right, okay, well, let's hope that disappears nice and quickly now that we've got our police station installed. Before we get a problem with fire, perhaps we should install ourselves a little fire station. Feels like here would give them good access to industrial and to our residential areas. This UK fire station, I remember being quite a large asset. Yes, it is. So maybe we don't want to just put something that big on the road, do we? There we go. Let's have a look at that. Love it. Very nice. They've got their satellite dish. They've got their Warwickshire Fire and Rescue Service sign. And then, you can look through there and see some fire engines if you want. And a little roll of cables out the back, because I'm sure that's what all firefighters need and want. Right, we are 100 and so people away from leveling up. I wonder if we do have enough zoned stuff here. Yeah, we don't have a lot of residential demand. The industrial demand's going down. Commercial demand won't really drive an awful lot, though we did want to do something like a high street in this build. So maybe now is the time to start thinking about a small shopping parade, perhaps along here. Might be what we want. Now we want almost no commercial in this part of town. We've got a few shops along here already. We definitely don't want any pubs or anything like that. So it might be that we need to make sure that we just choose commercial units that are not pubs. But let's see if we can't then. We'll just keep going with this road, and that'll get us off and running. We can use our curved road tool to our curved road tool won't sneak into there because we use that node as our starting point. But if we pop that there, that will work. Are we happy with that? Much better. Right. So a little parade of shops here. We would want then also, would we not, a little bit of parking? We don't need to do this. We know where it is in the menu. We found it earlier. It is here. Small service road. Let's have that coming off here. Straight lines now will be fine. This is way too much parking, isn't it? Look at it. Look at it. What are we playing at? What are we playing at? We've even got parking for electric vehicles here. This is outrageously ambitious. There we go, tiny town. Park areas, industry areas, all good. Landscaping, we will be making extensive use of that. And then what would we do? We could actually just concrete this. As delightful as that sounds. when we get around to it, we can put maybe like a kids park or something on here that wouldn't be too uncommon. Right, we're going to want then also, can we get this service road coming out here and here? Because we think we might have some deliveries that would go along here. Then we're not using plop the growables at the moment because it clashes with another mod apparently. But we are going to plop some growables. Get rid of that. Let's put UK in there. Now we want things that aren't pubs. So let's have a look. These terraced shops will be fine, won't they? So let's get just those. 5 of them, right? Okay, so let's see if we can line these up nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They look like they might not be sitting nice and close together, so maybe we'll find room for another. What's this? Car repair garage. Great idea. Let's put that this side. What is this? It's a pub. It's just pubs. It's just pubs. There must be things that aren't pubs. Change of plan. Here we're going to demolish what we put down. But we're going to create ourselves just a little cheeky district here. Yeah, that should work. Right, do we also want to... Why would we not? Why would we not? Just pop a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. Do they come up on these service roads? If they come up on these service roads, I'll probably change this. This is too much. It's too much commercial. I can feel it. I can feel it. It feels feeling like it's wrong. So we'll just let that come in. It's just not what this area is going to be about. Right. Now that we've got our landscaping tools in, let's have a quick check of our demand. So we do have some commercial demand. That will come up there in time, no doubt. I wonder though if we'd want... Yeah, that will get there. It will get there. We'll do it. We'll do it. We're just not going to do it now. What we're going to do first is finish off what we were doing at the school. So landscaping, which means we can start choosing fences. We can start choosing trees. We can start really making places out of our places. Let's not fall out on our first fence. I should have said fall at the first fence. Come on, that joke was right there. This would be just like a British school, to have access to all of the trees, but then to just put a wall around there. Trees are fitting in quite nicely. Happy enough with that. And then I feel like this, we probably would just have a couple of big old trees that the kids would play around, wouldn't we? So what have we got in the way of big old trees? That's not that big. It's bigger. Not what we were thinking. There we go. That's more like it. Let's pop a tree in there. Putting it there because that's where the equivalent tree was at my school. And that is where I get all my references from. Not imagination, but experience. There's another big one there. Let's just pop that in there like that. And we love it. Now, of course, the car park sits outside the fence. There we go. So, car park, nice and secure. Feels wrong, doesn't it? Why would we need this fence by the car park here? Well, we just wouldn't. We just have a few more trees. Love it. Right, let's get our forest brush. Sneak some leafy in. I mean, if we do a bigger, we might get a bit more of what we're after here. Nope, we won't. Opposite true? Nope. All right. Fine, the world is telling us not to have trees where we're trying to put them, so we'll put them where it's put them. There we go. Ooh. Right, okay, yeah. So that's not gone perfect, has it? So we've got no water here, and also we've got Pizza Hut, Auto Centre, Pizza Hut, Auto Centre. All that time creating that that district, and it just said, do you know what, we're just gonna make a mockery of your effort, make you look like a fool. So we'll keep trying. I don't want any of those. None of them are what I'm trying to get to. Good to see the car park being used. I wonder, do we have any if we go to any playground assets? What's this? Is this just the park though? Yeah, it's not what we're trying to. It's not what we're trying to do immediately here. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get anything worth getting here. So what's coming up here? Pizza Hut or Auto Centre, and I delete the whole city. Let's have a look. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe. If everything else is good, McDonald's can stay. Look at it. Look at it. No. No, I said only if everything else was good, and it wasn't, so you can't. What's this? Pizza Hut, right. So what I've done is I've changed the spawn rates of McDonald's, KFC and Pizza Hut. We don't want to be flooded with fast food. McDonald's is relentless, isn't it? Go. And this is just Pizza Hut again. Right, we might have to take matters into our own hands here. Right, we think we might have cracked it. We were going to go through and place them one at a time, but we've decided instead to see if we can't use our little brains. And we're going to get rid of that, get rid of all that, and see what happens if we just do that. And if this works, we'll put a service road down the back, we'll put the same over that side, and we'll be done. Right, we're going to cross our fingers and just hope that whatever's going to happen there happens to our satisfaction. Don't need to be on 3 speed anymore. Residential demand is starting to creep up. What have we got going on here? So we can probably, if we can find a way to plop some residential down nice and quick, get close to Boomtown, but perhaps not fully there yet. I think what we want to do is find a way to connect from here down to towards the end of the square. Yeah, that's probably about right. Awesome. Right. Shops have come in. Let's have a look. I mean, it's still just all the same. Why are you just all the same? Ugh, right, we'll let it go for now. We're not happy. It's not what we wanted, but it's what we've got, and so we shall let them be free to do what they need to do. Yeah, that'll do. Right, now let's go in and tidy up the zoning. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's get some water pipes in there. I think we haven't upped our taxes. Let's have a look. No. We know we're fine at 12. We'll set them at 12. Short of workers here at the commercial. This is why we don't want too much commercial in the city, to be honest. I tend to find this happens quite a lot. Right. What's the plan? What's the plan here? Do we want anything more fancy here? Maybe this area could be just a little bit more fancy. So let's... There we go. Belmont Park's fine. We're not thinking too hard about all of that today. So I wonder what would happen if we just plopped a whole load of residential in here. Well, the wrong things for now because we haven't set our themes. So let's take off all detached, semi-detached. That's good. There we go. Right, that should start to help these shop owners find people to come and work for them. Maybe if there was some variety here, we'd have a chance. Why do we need so many K&M warehouses? We don't need 2 pound busters. What we wanted was a nice, not very nice set of terraced shops here. But that's not what we've got. Yeah, it's just not doing quite what we want that to do just yet. A little path in between these around the back. There, that'll do. That'll do. That's going to join up there. Let's drop that there. I think there was a gap in our zoning as well, wasn't there, that we could exploit? Yeah, there he is. If you were a hedge, where would you hide? Would you hide in this menu? Not just good, but good enough. There we go. There we go. Could be worse, right? Now what's popped up here? So much pound buster. Why? Why? Why do? Why you do? Why you do? Even you can go. So disappointed at pound buster for trying to take up all of our retail opportunity that they are no longer welcome. Fortunately, we've still got some demand to work with here. Can't wait to find something to put here. This feels like it would be just a nice little area. Have we got anything at all that we could be putting in here? Not from that menu, probably. Park maintenance is not what I mean at all. Any nice... Yeah, could we make something work here? Well, there we go. So viewers, my solemn promise to you is I will get better at this as we go. It's never been a strength of mine. I see a big space like this and I think, yeah, I'll just fill it with every prop. And so we've got approximately 10,000 props in there. What is that, residential? No, it's not. There we go. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We do have a little bit of variety here. Got one snuck up around this pound buster, you little devil. Right, so now mulberries. Now these aren't my favourite assets anyway. To be honest, they're a bit flat, aren't they? We'll look for some more. We'll look for better, and we will do better. Buster. But this is growing up nicely, isn't it? How far away are we from a milestone? We're quite a bit away. We've got not much residential demand, so perhaps we won't get there today. So we've got our whole area here. I wonder what we'll call this part of town. We'll have to stop wondering at some point and actually just come up with something. But for now, what have we done this episode? Well, we've built our school. Is anyone going to our school? Let's have a look. Well, it's full. we been letting the kids down? Which one is the education one? It's the book, isn't it? Where's the book? Up there. Oh my God! Right, it's not enough. Not enough school. We need some more schools. But this one looks fantastic. Very happy with this. Students there, I'm sure, will be delighted. Parents and staff can come and park here in the mornings. Probably just the staff. The parents wouldn't be allowed, I imagine. And then the kids can come out and chuck some jumpers down as goalposts and enjoy their break times. We're going to need to find somewhere else to do that very soon. We have also got our little rural police station here. So you'll remember the unmarked BMWs that come flying out of there as soon as we put them down. Couldn't wait. Then we've got our fire station. Fire station over here. Seems to be working normally. All good. Have we got any fire engines out? No fire engines in use currently. And we've also created the start of our gridded industrial estate. And so what we like about some of these UK assets is they don't look like they'd be too polluting. I don't know what effect they're having on the ground, actually. We can have a little look. Either I've got it turned off or none, or the whole place is polluted. One of the three. Between all that, average ground pollution 5%. Can't see it. Probably got it turned off. All good. Recycling centre. Yep, plenty in there. Processing plenty. Only one garbage truck out. Probably means we don't have a huge problem. Must be bin day in Ashbury Dales. Right. This looks so much better. I can tell you now, dear viewers, this looks so much better than the version that we had. The version that we had in episode 2A. Now that we're on episode 2, version 2, we're much happier. Looks great. So we got let's not forget our Poundbuster Village that we have over here, which we are going to fix off camera and then celebrate, I'm sure, at the start of episode 3. So let's have a quick look around and then wrap up. Right, and so there you have it, episode 2 of Ashbury Dales here on Snapdragon Cities. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with everything you're doing here. Hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss episode 3. Don't forget to leave a like while you're here and comment to let me know what it was that you liked about the episode. We'll be back with episode 3 fairly soon. We've got some space to fill in here to link up to our industrial area, and then we need to get on with some industry. This place looks like it would be ripe for farming, doesn't it? As soon as we can get rid of all the crime, we can build a farm. And for all that and more, stay tuned and I will see you all again soon. Thank you.